Hey everyone, welcome back to our 2D platformer series on Godot. Today we'll be learning how to create smooth level transitions. So when the player reaches a certain point, whether it's a door in a town or the end of a level in a game, we'll transition seamlessly into the next scene. So let's jump right in. First thing we're going to need is an Area 2D to detect when the player reaches the level exit. So let's go ahead and set that up. In our scene tree panel over here on the left, I'm going to click on the node 2D because I want everything to be a child of that. We're going to go ahead and press this plus sign to add a new child node. We're going to search for an Area 2D node. Right, with that in place, I guess I'll just go ahead and move it right now. That way I don't have to worry about it later on. I want it right over here because this is going to be my level exit. With my Area 2D selected, I want to add a child node to that, and we're going to add a collision shape 2D, and that will put the collision shape right here in this area. In the inspector window of the collision shape, we're going to add a new rectangle shape 2D, and because my player jumps and he jumps kind of high, I'm going to go ahead and just stretch this out to the top of the scene, and then just like so. That way he can't jump over it or anything like that. Alright, now what I'm going to do is go ahead and double click on Area 2D. Let's go ahead and rename this to Level Exit. And let's go ahead and add a script to it. So with level exits now selected, we're going to press this attach a new script, and we're going to make sure that we're saving it in our scripts folder. I'll go ahead and leave the name as level exit for now. That shouldn't make a difference. Press create. Now let's get to coding. First thing we're going to do is we're going to add an export a public variable here at export variable. Next level is what we're going to call it. It's going to be a packed scene. Alright, go ahead and save that, and you'll see that it pops up right there. What I'm going to do is I have this level 2 here, which is really just level 1 duplicated, and then I have my little grasshopper enemy in there. Right, so oops, I closed it by accident. Alright, let's go back to level 1. We're going to drag in level 2. Something else is I need a signal transmitting to level exit. So let's go ahead and click on signal or level exit, click on our node tab, and under our Area 2D signals, we're going to look for body entered, and we're going to go ahead and double click that. Alright, with this setup, we don't want it going to the player, we want it connecting to itself. So click on level exit, then just press connect. I don't think I'm going to need any of these for this, so I'm going to get rid of my function or my process and ready functions. But I do need this guy right here that was created after we connected that signal. And in here I'm going to say if body is player, because we made the player a class earlier on in the series. We're going to check to see if it's next level. And if it's next level, then we're going to get tree, and we're going to say call deferred is what we're going to do with this one. And inside call deferred, we're going to add change scene to packed as a string, and then send in next level with it. So with that all set up, let's go ahead and test that out. And there we go. So it transitions seamlessly into the level. Alright. Now you could, if you wanted to, make this as a scene, as a separate scene, and then add it into the levels that way. It's totally up to you. I prefer personally just to build it into the level because I may have different things that I need them to do, and I don't want to have I don't know, it's just a preference for me. Right, wrong, efficient or not. I guess I should be more efficient and probably make it a scene, but I don't know. For me, I just prefer doing it this way. But now we need to create some sort of transition, right? It already switches, it's really fast and kind of just snaps to it. But what if we had like it fade in and fade out? Okay, so let's do that next. Go ahead and open up a new scene. We're going to go to other node and we're going to search for a canvas layer. All right. In this canvas layer group, we're going to go ahead and name it transition scene. And then we're in here, we're going to add 2 children nodes. We're going to add a color rectangle, which will make this black. Go old school with it, we'll make it black. Alright. And then we're going to click on scene, transition scene again, add another child node, and this time we're going to add an animation player. And let's go ahead and see what we're doing. With our color rectangle selected, we want it to fill the whole screen. So that should do it like that. And then with our animation player selected, we want to create a few animations. So click down here on animation. We're going to click new. And we're going to name this fade out. And we're gonna make it just half a second, a very short animation. Let's click on color rectangle. We're gonna go to visibility and we're gonna change our modulate to 0 because we want it to be transparent, and then press the key to set a key at the frame 0. Press create. Then we're going to go to 0.5 and we're going to click on modulate again, and we're going to make our alpha fully opaque, or modulate fully opaque, the color. So now we have this fade out transition. Alright, and we're going to create another one, animation new. We're going to call this fade in. We're going to do the opposite. So let's go ahead and go to our modulate, make that fully opaque. We're going to change this to 0.5. We're going to set a key at 0. Set a key at 0. There we go. We're going to go to 0.5. And we're going to make it transparent by changing the alpha. Set another key. And now we have that set up. Alright. Let's go ahead and save this as transition scene is fine. And then we're also going to create a script, and we're going to put it in our scripts folder. Press open and create. Now that we got that going on, what we're going to do is start coding. So we're going to add let's go ahead and add we're adding a variable we're going to call it transition scene. It's going to be a packed scene that we're going to preload, and then in here is going to be the scene path. And what I want is right click on transition scene, and we're going to go to copy path and paste it in here as a string, and that should be fine with that. I'm also gonna get some variables ready. So we want @on ready variable color. We're gonna name it color rect, and it's gonna be a color rect type. Right now it's gonna be set it equal to null. We're gonna do the same thing @on ready. Create another variable, and it's gonna be called AnimationPlayer. Player, and it's gonna be of type AnimationPlayer, also equal to null. Let's see. Actually, let's go ahead and we're gonna need to send some sort of a signal. So we'll create a signal and call it on transition finished. There we go. Now in our ready function, what we're gonna do is say if not has node color rect or not has node AnimationPlayer, we're gonna tell it to instantiate it. So we're gonna create a variable. It's gonna be called instance transition scene dot instantiate. There we go. And I forgot a colon over here, so give me just a second. There we go. And then we're gonna tell it to add a child, and that child is gonna be the instance. We're gonna say color rect. It's gonna be equal to the instance dot get node color rect. Sorry, I got a stuffy nose. Let me pause and blow that real quick. Alright, sorry about that. My wife just got done being sick, and I think she was gracious enough to give it to me. Alright. So, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to do the same thing, but with the AnimationPlayer. So, AnimationPlayer equals instance dot get node AnimationPlayer. Otherwise, so else, color rect is going to equal this color rectangle right here, and then AnimationPlayer is going to equal this AnimationPlayer right here. And you don't like this, why? Oh, because I don't know how to spell instance. So there we go. All right. The other thing we're going to do here in this is we're going to set the color rectangle visibility to false. Then AnimationPlayer dot animation underscore finished dot connect, and then we're gonna pass a function that we haven't created yet. So on, I don't know what I want to call that yet, so we're just going to leave it right there. So it's going to throw an error for right now. What do I want to call it? I guess I'll start on the function first, and then I'll name it in there. So function on animation finished. That's what we'll do. We're gonna pass in an anim underscore name, and we're gonna pass it through as a string. And then so if anim name is equal to fade out, then on transition finished dot emit. So then we're gonna send that signal out, right? Otherwise, so else if elif anim name is equal to fade in, we're going to reset the color rectangle visibility to false again. That way we hide it after the fade, after it fades back in. So there's that. So we can pass now this up here. So underscore on animation finished. Like so. We can get rid of this process because we don't need that. We're going to say function transition, and we're going to say color rectangle dot visible is equal to true, and this is going to be AnimationPlayer dot play fade out, and then we're gonna have function fade in, and this is gonna be what fades in, and it's just gonna be this guy, but instead of fade out, we're gonna say fade in. All right, so I think that should be fine. And then in our level exit, we need to add a few things. So what we need to do is, before we add anything here, let's go to our project settings, and we're gonna need to make this a global. So if you're here on general and under project settings, go to globals. We're gonna find the path. So go to our assets, our scripts, and our transition scene, and press open. It's already going to give it a name, and that's perfectly fine. Just press add, and then go ahead and close that out. That way we can access that anywhere we need to. What we're going to do is here, we're going to change this up. If body is player and next level, we're not going to need this part anymore. We will need to, so you can stay down there. We're going to go with transition scene dot transition. So we're going to call that fade to black. We're going to tell it to wait for that signal to call, right? Then we're gonna load that level, okay? Then what we're gonna do is we're gonna say transition scene, and we're gonna call the fade in, and that should work, but only one way to find out. Hopefully it does, because we're already at 20 minutes in this video. All right. And there we go, folks. There's your smooth transition into the next level. And I don't have it set up in this level as far as the level exit goes, so when I get here, you're not going to see anything happen. But so you can see it one more time working. There it is, and nothing breaks because he's still dead there. Alright, so that's where we're at, folks. In the next video, maybe we'll do some collectible items. I'm not entirely sure, but either way, I'll see you guys in the next one.